Welcome to another episode of Two Brothers, Same Mother. And it is officially June, unofficially summertime. And I'm Sheik. Of course, we got AJ over there on the other side as well. And little quiet on the Eagles front, but there's always something to talk about with the NFL. And especially with it being June, the post-June 1st cut deadline is here where people can save money on the salary cap. But as we're seeing, it's not exactly like first day of free agency where you're going to see all these cuts, right?
Yeah, you'll probably see more in the next coming days. You'll probably from down to the weekend, you'll probably hear some more things.
So I wanted to talk about one thing in particular, because I know you actually really wanted to focus on this, which was these these voluntary camps that they're doing, which a lot of teams, including Philadelphia, had agreed they were going to sit out on. And the puppet, Nick Sirianni, showed maybe he's not a puppet. And
yeah, man.
Skills. So I want you to go into that.
Yeah, I guess he beat some more than lost at some rock, paper, scissors and worked out a deal with some of these guys. And for so far, the puppet was able to get a majority of the veterans. I think the only veteran that really wasn't there that was notable was Zach Ertz, which is not a surprise. So
right.
Part of the whole thing is that they wouldn't do 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s. I think that was a really great start for especially a coaching staff. Like everybody's new except for the offensive line coach. Everybody's new except for him. And to at least get these guys a playbook, you know what I'm saying? So they can kind of see and kind of get with the flow, man. And so that was definitely much needed, man, because I think it could have almost been a disaster if that didn't happen and they would have just waited until training camp. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's big too. You have a coach who is in some cases the same age as some of these veterans or just slightly older. And to be able to talk to them and show some leadership and say, hey, I really want you guys in here. I understand what you're doing, but let's negotiate. I'm not going to, rule with an iron fist, or I'm the coach. And at the same time, I'm not going to be a pushover neither.
Right.
Which is kind of refreshing from our previous two coaches, Chip Kelly and Doug Peterson, which I think we're on two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, man. It was definitely like one extreme from the other, you know what I'm saying? And I think Sirianni's kind of like right there in the middle, which is kind of a breath of fresh air.
So one of the things that kind of came out is Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and Darius Slay, and I believe Rager's part of that too, are all working very hard before practice, after practice.
It's been great, man. Talking ball with him, man. I'm one of the premier corners in this game. Been here for a long time. I'll just, give him little tips, man. Because like I said, I want him to be the best he could possibly be. Him and G Ward. Anything they can ask me, I never hide information from them. Because my goal is to get them better, and their goal is to get me better. So we be out there talking good ball, man. Just trying to find a way to get each other better and be great for this Eagles team. So, like I said, he got a lot of upside, man. I'm looking forward to seeing both of them this year do dangerous things, man. I'm very excited.
Just speaks to more on Slay, man. Like he's seen something in Devontae and really wants to work with him, man. So that's really, really see little things like that, man. You can't coach that. That's just natural, man. And that's to me, that's big, man.
There's a couple of things that I want to talk about too that kind of came out. Speaking of leadership, one is a veteran that is currently here that is just now being recognized as the Eagle. And another one is a veteran that's an Eagle for life, but not a current Eagle, and kind of made a veteran move to help the Eagles out too. So I'll start with Ryan Kerrigan.
Hey, Eagles fans, Ryan Kerrigan here. Very excited to be a part of this team and a part of this city. Looking forward to getting to work this fall. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I know you mentioned before you think that his impact might be similar to Chris Long.
Yeah.
It might be steaming that way. I mean, what's your thoughts?
Man, like looking into it, it's going to be like this defense. The base of the defense is going to be Zimmer, like the Zimmer defense in Minnesota. But it's going to be sprinkled in with a little of the indie shit, right? So it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of twisted stunts. And with Kerrigan, man, like I'm actually excited because he's going to be standing up. He's going to have his hand in the dirt. And I think with some of these younger guys, like a Josh Sweat or Barnett, I think they kind of have similar builds to him than a BG. You get what I'm saying? Where
Right,
BG's
absolutely.
more box. You get what I'm saying? So maybe he could show them something other than a 3 or 4 technique and be able to get them to stand up and be able to rush that. So maybe he can impact them and help them with that aspect of it, because he was really good at that in DC. So
Now, the other guy I was going to bring up is Nick Foles. And some stuff came out today about, or not today, but this week, some details about something in February about how Chicago, obviously, they knew they were going to draft a quarterback, and then they signed Andy Dalton. They're trying to figure out, okay, we don't have room for Nick Foles. Maybe there's someone we can work out the salaries or whatever, or eat some of the salary. And that Philly was interested. They were interested to bring them back because Carson's gone and Nick Foles was a positive influence. And so they weren't thinking fan base. They were just, but Nick Foles was the one that kind of squashed and said, I don't want to go back to Philly.
Right.
Now, there isn't any confirmed details, but the rumor mill is that Nick Foles saw the whole picture and said, me being there would not be fair to Jalen Hurts or any other quarterback that's there. And even though I love Philadelphia, me as a player kind of been there, done that. No need to go back there.
Yeah, I mean, even with, like you say, even if you take away the been there, done that, just a simple aspect of, man, we know this fan base, we know this media, bro. First time Hurts has a 2-interception game. Not even 2. He throws 2 incompletions in a quarter, and cats are gonna be booing, chanting for Foles.
Right.
And it lets you know that he has the pulse of the city, right? Like, he still knows the pulse of the city. Like, you know what, man? Let Jalen do that.
I feel like Nick Foles, if he wants to be, I don't know if he has the personality to be kind of apples to apples to this guy, but I could see Nick Foles being kind of like the next generation Ike Reese, where he would make Philly his home when everything's all said and done, and whatever he wants to do, whether it was media or if he wanted to have a business or something, like, because he really does love the Philly area,
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely
actually,
see that.
if I remember correctly, he actually owns a few of like the Seasons 52 franchises that are in King of Prussia and stuff.
Okay.
But
I am excited for this Gannon defense, man. I am excited, especially for that front.
I'm excited for it all, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be really interesting. I think there's going to be some growing pains, but I think it'll be really cool. And it's interesting. I mean, Sirianni showed me a lot to be able to get some veterans and stuff to come in, and especially when you get players to kind of go against their union in some regard, even though it wasn't really a strong thing, like that says something. That hey, not only that the veterans felt comfortable going to their union and saying, hey, this guy's trying to work with us. Let's
right.
We want to do this. So I want to kind of go around the league a little bit. I want to ask you a few questions. You tell me if you kind of agree with this or disagree with it. You take Aaron Rodgers and put him on any other team in the NFL that isn't considered a Super Bowl contender, and he immediately makes them a viable Super Bowl contender. If Aaron Rodgers was on the Dolphins, all of a sudden now the Dolphins might be a Super Bowl contender. I mean, they were a fringe playoff team, though. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Very outside of Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo was, but they had that extra playoff thing. Like, if they didn't add that extra team, they wouldn't even been close. And nah.
Okay, so let's just name a few teams. Just for fun.
Okay.
You put Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers.
Yeah.
You put him on the Browns.
Yeah.
You put him on the Colts.
Yes.
Texans. Or excuse me, the Titans.
Yes.
Okay. You put him, you said the Saints. I actually 100% agree. That would be a great fit.
Yes.
You put him on Washington.
No.
Okay. Even with that defense.
Yeah. No, that offensive line is still suspect. Yeah. No.
You put him on the Giants.
No. Same thing, offensive line.
Put him on the Cowboys.
No, because him and Mike
Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Put him on the Niners. Actually might happen.
I'm gonna say yeah, because especially if that defense is even a third of half as good as they were before last year.
Put him on the Rams.
Yeah.
Put him on the Cardinals.
Ooh. Yeah, I can see it.
Joe Burrow should be the favorite for comeback player of the year, not Dak Prescott. Would you agree with that or disagree?
No, I know he's a Cowboy, and we had that ankle injury was fucking gruesome. That was like I legit. You're looking at a dude, and y'all could say I was young, okay, but along with this guy, we cheered when Michael Irvin got hurt. So
I did not cheer when Michael Irvin got hurt. I was glad he was hurt, but I didn't cheer for it.
I cheered that he got knocked out. I didn't realize that
he was severe. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't realize his neck was broke.
Right.
But yeah, I was glad that he got the shit knocked out of him. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that you gotta get after that.
Oh no, yeah, and yeah. I mean, times have changed drastically too. Like anyone who was happy to see Dak hurt was
that was
bad, you know. If in fact, let's say, for argument's sake, the Dallas Cowboys made it to the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
Would Dak Prescott be a shoe-in for MVP? Right.
Just the thought of that. Yeah, because he's listen.
I mean, it's the Cowboys. It is what it is. PR.
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, if the Cowboys were the 7th seed and squeaked in, they probably went to MVP.
Right. If he comes back and they win 9 or 10 games, he's probably gonna be MVP. So
I don't know about that because there is a force bigger than the Dallas Cowboys PR. And with that being said, are the favorites to win the NFC the Tampa Bay 12s, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah. Yes. Everybody resigned. Everybody came back. They didn't lose.
Wouldn't you? I would.
Why not? Fuck it.
Tampa Bay has pretty decent weather, and Tom's coming. You extended Tom Brady? Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
No state tax even.
Right. Is there anyone that you see in the NFC who could seriously challenge for Tampa Bay? Because I really don't see it right now.
If Trey Lance,
are we gonna depend on a rookie?
Actually, could play decent. They could, because they got the defense. That defense is sick with it.
Yeah, I don't know if that overtakes Brady. I mean, when they did it with Garoppolo, they overtook Rodgers and the Packers, which always seemed to fall short. You know, like who they had to go through wasn't that great per se. Brady's the greatest of all time, and that offense is dope, and that defense is nasty.
Yeah, you gotta think about a team that has a good. You can't look at a team that has a good offense. Yeah, you're right.
Get into the 5-pack of questions here.
All right.
So, you know, it's June, 6th month. We halfway through the year. What is the number one thing you're looking forward to between now and the end of the year?
The weekend of fucking September 17th, 18th, and 19th.
So to give you an idea, hopefully your son will be starting and playing well on varsity that Friday. Saturday, Temple will be playing Boston College at Temple, and then Sunday, the Eagles, Niners. That's going to be a hell of a weekend.
And at which we will be at all three.
Yes, and your son will have his license by then because I am going to be twisted. So someone has to drive.
Right. No, he won't have it. He can't have it. He's not able to have his license till January.
Boo!
Yeah,
Well,
that's state law. They changed it to 9 months after you get your permit.
well, we gonna be in PA though, different state. I will say this, just kind of on the flip side. I am really, really looking forward to going to a concert. I actually miss live music, man. Well, AJ, for people that don't know, bought tickets to a concert. It's like the Legends of Rock. By the time they actually have the concert, they all gonna be dead.
Yeah, they changed it. Like I told you, they changed it to 2022 now. So
It's supposed to be 2020. And who was part of that concert?
oh God, Joan Jett, White Snake, Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard.
Name an athlete since 2001 that you would say is your favorite athlete with no Philadelphia ties.
That's a good question, man.
And understand, I honestly don't have an answer for this. There's a couple that kind of creep up into my mind of people who I really love watching. LaDainian Tomlinson, I was a big LT fan.
Chris Paul.
Really? Okay. You don't seem too excited about it.
Because I'm trying to think, like, is there some? I mean, pretty much they all have Philadelphia ties. Like, I like players, but like somebody, I don't think there's been another player that I really followed like that.
Is there let's try to phrase it differently. Is there a football player without Philadelphia ties? So it's not like because he's from Philly, like a Matt Ryan, or played for Philly, like, that is almost like must-see TV for you. If they're on, you want to catch that game.
Oh, I mean, they're retired now, but my boy, you know what? It just clicked in. Know who my boy was? And he what? Troy Polamalu.
You know what? Actually, that I said that Steve McNair was up there too for me.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu.
Is there someone who you really admired athlete-wise as a child that once you became an adult and kind of learned about that person, you were like, I can't believe I really like that dude?
Oh man. As a
Like, and I'll say for me, I actually was a big fan of Karl Malone. And then as an adult, when I started learning about Karl Malone's personal life, I was like, I can't believe I wanted his jersey.
He's a douchebag.
Big time.
I really have to think about this. I know, man, you're really dropping some bombs on me today.
Right.
Because most of the ones I really like.
And see, it's a little different.
You know who I liked? You know who I liked when I was younger? I wasn't a kid, but I was like teenager and a young adult. And I liked him. And the more he spoke as he got up, I'll give you two. Both of them former Phillies.
Okay.
Kurt Schilling and Lenny Dykstra.
Those are good. Those are good ones.
Yeah, those two dickheads. On one of the most lovable fucking Philly teams ever.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, Kurt Schilling's just a psycho, got a few screws loose, but Lenny Dykstra is just a douchebag through and through. He's been a douchebag his whole career. It's just that there was no social media back then.
Right.
Is there someone outside of athletics that you're really hoping that they just get their life together or are really pulling hard for?
I was pulling for DMX.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I kind of brought that up because of DMX. But it could be a musician or an actor or
that they're kind of down in the dumps now and kind of
or they could be kind of on their comeback, but like they really went through some stuff, and you're just like, man, I really hope they do. Like a stranger that you're really pulling for.
I will say this, and he opened my eyes. I don't know if you've been listening to it or watching it on YouTube, but what's been going on with Kwame Brown the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I've never really said anything bad about Kwame Brown. He doesn't even know who the fuck I am. But listen to him talk. Man, that dude, you gotta kind of change how we say the word bust. You get what I'm saying? Because the man, yes, he was a first overall pick, but yo, he did what he was supposed to do as a man and in life. Like he played 13 years in the NBA, made over 80-something million dollars, invested all his money, took care of his family. His kids don't have to worry about nothing. And he bowed out gracefully and left. And then we still call him a bust. Like, okay, statistically, he wasn't what we expected. But in society and as an an American man coming from a broken home and everything he came from, he was a success in life in general.
He's not a bust as a man, but at what was expected of him as an NBA player.
And that's what I'm saying. Statistically, he did
was.
not reach expectation. It's a whole saga. It's funny as shit though, because Kwame coming at these cats, man.
Well, you know what? And good for him. Like I agree with you. Like, you know, sometimes you just come up with like, yo, you said this, but da 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 da. You said that and da 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 da. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And here's the thing: like Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. I haven't been following that closely with this whole thing, but both of them seem like stand-up guys and be like, you know what, you're right.
Well, the funny thing with them is that he offered to go on a show. They had some back and forth between them. He offered, he said, I'll come on y'all show. They was just like clowning him because they said they was going back and forth. And they was just like, you know what I mean? You're not on that status to be on there. So then he really came at him. And he nicknamed Matt Barnes because Matt Barnes has the hair slicked back now with like the finger waves. And he keeps calling him Becky with the good hair. And so, and then that Matt Barnes was like, yo, we could box. You could come on the show. Let's talk it out. Matt and Kwame's like, nah, when I wanted to come on y'all show, you said I wasn't good enough.
Right.
Now that people are paying attention to what I'm saying, now you want me on this show? Nah, fuck you.
And that I love that kind of stuff. There was actually a situation. I know this sounds totally different, but a lot of times people try to give these honorary degrees or honorary memberships. And there was a story that's kind of been buried about several years ago. The AKA sorority wanted to give Oprah Winfrey an honorary thing to be an AKA. And Oprah turned it down and was like, when I was trying to be an AKA, you said I was too ugly. Now all of a sudden I got all this money, you want me to be? Nah, you good.
Right.
And like, I respect people that do that. Like, because it's not about, you know, they'll try to flip it. Oh, you hold on to anger. No, like, if I wasn't good enough then, don't try to say now I'm good enough to be around you. Nah, you know.
Right.
And that's
yeah. Funny to put a kind of a bow tie on this thing. Kind of funny.
A bow tie.
With the Kwame Brown thing. The funny thing is that Kenyon Martin, because there have been some players that have been coming out speaking up for him. Mm-hmm. Like Jalen Rose has been speaking up for him, like taking Kwame's side and stuff like that. And Kenyon Martin. So a lot of the times when Kwame does these videos, he always talks about, man, I just cut my grass, or I'm out there doing the yard work, I'm on the tractor, and I get alerts, y'all keeping my name in your mouth. And Kwame, and somebody was interviewing Kenyon Martin about it, and he said, you know the type of motherfucker you don't fuck with? And the dude said, what? He said, a millionaire that cuts his own fucking grass. That is one motherfucker you do not fuck with. And I just fell out laughing.
Yo, he ain't lying though.
He's like, if a millionaire cutting his own grass, leave that dude the fuck alone.
But I'll add this as my final question to you. Okay. Name an athlete, obviously we're excluding Kwame Brown from this, who is considered to be a failure or an underachiever that is beloved.
Oh, that is underachiever that is beloved.
Like somebody that like just, dude, like totally flipped the script after they retired. Like, and I'll give you one. Like in Philly, everyone loves Mitch Williams. And
Now,
that guy,
yes.
yeah, but he was
Yeah.
hated. And I mean, even before the home run to Joe Carter and all that, he was hated.
Yeah. I don't think he's as hated as he is now. I mean, I don't think he's as hated now as he was.
Like, yeah.
People actually like it's probably one of the best 30 for 30s, maybe Christian Leitner.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, he's not the public eye anymore, but people seem to.
But if you went to Duke, you love Christian. Like Christian Leitner is there. You have a shrine of Mike Krzyzewski and Christian Leitner.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. No. Outside of Cameron, like I don't think there was a player hated nationally more than Christian Leitner.
Yeah, man. So that's our show. It's interesting because you feel like nothing's going on with the NFL, but yet there's always things that are happening. It's weird how these sports, but especially the NFL, has become a 52-week a year. They ain't add an extra week to the years, right? That's just to the NFL season.
Right, just to the NFL season. Yeah. And they're talking about by 2025 having an 18-game season. That's crazy.
Stupid. Like you just
1,000% stupid.
Yeah, I will ask you this one thing. By chance, have you been bored enough to see any of the spring league football games?
I didn't know there was spring league football games.
So there's this league called the Spring League. It's 8 teams. Right now, because of the pandemic, they're only playing in 2 cities. But it's literally set up by the NFL as a elongated audition. So it's round robin where each team plays each other team once. They played the teams in their respective cities, I think twice. And then they have top 2 teams for each one play each other one final time, and then they have a championship game. But the idea is to have it done right before like training camp. So that way, if they want to pick up some extra bodies for training camp, they have this tape on these people. And a lot of them, I mean, it's not like NFL retreads. It's not the XFL. It's a lot of people that were undrafted that didn't get picked up. Or people that might have been out of the league for like a couple of years, out of college for a couple of years. So you're not going to see Johnny Manziel. You're not going to see, like remember the XFL had like Kurt Govea playing linebacker, it's not like that. But it's something that when it started, they only had like 2 weeks to do training camp. So the first week of games, I was really, really bored one night, and it was awful football. Because they only had 2 weeks, But I want to say one of the coaches is like someone like Steve Spurrier or something like that. Like the coach's name, But June Jones, I think, is a coach.
He was horrible.
If you get a chance, though, even just on YouTube, I'm not saying watch a game, check out some stuff because I would not be surprised if you see a couple of people out of this league. So especially since it's NFL funded, actually make some rosters in the NFL.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But it's something interesting. It's FS, Fox Sports 1 kind of broadcasts games, but it's one of those things where it's like, and after the spring league, roller derby, it's
right.
It's on ESPN, the Ocho. But I will say it's kind of interesting because for you in particular, maybe not so much. Just because you haven't been able to follow college football. But for anybody who watches college football and has always wondered, such and such was really good, whatever happened to them? They might be in the spring league looking for their final shot. It's almost kind of like a professional last chance you.
Okay.
So,
well, let me leave some people with this stuff. Okay. Now, the handful of y'all that really watch this every week, make sure y'all let your friends know this that are the opposite teams. Where I work at, I have a gentleman who is an Eagles fan. Okay. He encouraged another gentleman that we work with who is a 49ers fan to go to the game with him. That is a bad friend. Here's
what, like coming up?
This next season.
Like the home opener?
Coming up. Yes.
That's not a friend.
That's fair warning. I know Philadelphia has that reputation, this, and this, rightfully deserved. Sometimes a little over top, but for the most part, rightfully deserved.
Yeah, the whole thing about Philadelphia fans eating babies. No, we don't do that.
Yeah, no. Just kick them. But
Depends what jersey they're wearing.
listen, dude, this upcoming season, now maybe by mid-season or something, it might be okay. But the last place any San Francisco 49er needs to be is near that link. That is going to be the first time it's going to be an open, basically a full house in over a year and a half. That crowd is going to be one of the most outrageous, rabid games probably in years. Probably maybe since the NFC Championship game. Okay? It is going to be fucking bananas. If you are a San Fran fan, do not come to that game. Don't even go to a local bar in Philly and watch the game at this point. I'm just telling y'all. If you can, this season, do not come to the link if you're an opposing team's fan. Maybe this whole season, just don't do
it. Eagles fans are going to be punching themselves in the face, and that's if we're winning.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's going to be. And that was the reason. Listen, man, everybody loves a car wreck, and that's one of the reasons we went and bought tickets, because we wanted to see this shit. I want to be a part of that crowd.
Well, I don't want to be part of a car wreck, but I want to be part of the crowd. Yes.
Right. I want to be a standby. I want to watch. Damn, went right through the windshield. You know what I mean? I'm just telling y'all.
Somebody call security. That is security. Oh shit.
Yes. Yeah. I walked up to that dude and I said, "Yo, he's setting you up for failure, bro." Dude, he was like,
"Oh, setting you up for death."
I'm like, bro, don't do it. Don't do it. So.
Dude, you see how around the nation the way fans are acting just with the NBA playoffs. And remember, NBA playoff tickets are like $400, $500, $600, and they get banned by pouring popcorn and
throwing bottles and
running out
on the court,
like on some dumb stuff. Could you imagine how it's going to be by September? Nah, don't do it.
It's just a simple fact that, listen, man, football fans are a whole different breed. Anyway, they're way more rabid than basketball fans. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you see fist fights at Jaguars Texans game, which
crazy. It's crazy.
There was more wins in the stands than there was with the two teams combined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's more. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And don't think like it's like, oh, I'm going to go and be. No, like, trust me, and I'm not saying me or AJ. Like it's part of the fan base that we don't like, but that fan base is going to that part of the fan base that is the old guard that thinks it's cool to, fight for no reason and get kicked. It's a badge of honor to kick that in the stadium.
And they're coming off of a 4-win season. Listen, there's a lot of pent up fucking frustration in that fan base right now.
Not just that, they haven't had a chance to tailgate it over a year.
Bro, right? Oh my God, they're gonna make up for that shit.
They are starting to drink now for that September.
Now.
Don't do it. Just trust me. Don't do it. Like,
don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I told him. I said you was fucked up for that.
Don't do it. No. You know what? Go to an away game. Go spend your time. Go to a game in San Fran. Or if you want to, go if they play Jacksonville this year or Miami or something. Go to that. Don't.
Right.
Don't matter. In fact, I even go one further. If they play in DC, don't go to the DC game either. Even though Washington fans are great, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Not this year. Just the way stuff looks around the nation. Just don't do
it. Yeah. Just not this season. Like, honestly, any other time, like, I wouldn't even say. Normally, if somebody from outside of the division was going to come to the Eagles game, I would tell them, yeah, that's what's up. Just don't act a fool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't be out there acting stupid. You should be fine. Bro, you can just be sitting there and just go, yes. And you're probably going to get jumped. Like, I'm just trying to help y'all out.
And we said that, by security, not even the fans. Like don't do it.
By the beer chick, like you're gonna get punched in the face. Like,
Yeah. Hey, that's not an exaggeration. That's what makes it funny. It's sad all at the same time.
mm-hmm.
Peanuts get you. Oh, okay.
You won't get punched in the you won't get punched in the face by Karen from Alany, like, and I don't mean our mother. I'm just saying.
Depending on how sad it might be our mom, depending on what could happen by September.
You're right.
But listen, on that PSA note, that's our show. Please stay safe this week. A lot of craziness going around the nation as far as with gun violence and all that. So just be safe, be smart, you know.
Right.
And we'll see you next week.